This is the last time I'm seeing this. After 13 years, The Simpsons Tapped Out is getting shut down today. I don't know when exactly. That's why I'm here making this video at 2 AM while I'm also sick and I should be in bed, but like I don't want to miss it, okay? I want to say my final goodbye to my town. You know what, maybe I should turn on the lights. This is better. I am sick as hell. I should be laying in my bed, and I also shouldn't be making a video with my paper-thin walls and the most Karen-like neighbors. But all I know is that this game is shutting down today. I don't know if it's gonna be like at 8 PM or like 6 in the morning, so I really don't want to wake up with this game being shut down. So let me take you on the journey through my town. And actually this part, like, I'm gonna zoom it a little bit. This part you're looking at right now hasn't been changed for the past 12 years. I even looked it up. I remember specifically creating an Origin account just to play this game. To be exact, it was on the 27th of April 2013. I've been playing this game since I was 11 years old. And even though the prime days of me playing this game are like long time gone, it still kind of makes me sad. Not because I put a lot of money, like $100. But hey, I was 11 years old. Every single time I got $10 from my grandma, I immediately put it into this game. So I could buy stuff like actually this is the first event that I bought something for donuts, the Whacking Day. Even though I've spent a few dozens of hours in this game, I don't really remember the events or stuff like this, so please don't be mad at me for this. It's something that's not really important to me. Also, let me just collect all the money so we can really see the town. Yeah, unable to connect to the server. I know, man, I know. So basically, once I found out about the game shutting down, which was like in December, okay, it was really late. Maybe in November, I'm not sure. But once I found out about the game just being gone forever, I decided, hey, I am gonna finish my town. And oh boy, it didn't happen. So for example, there was basically nothing in my heights. Okay, I'm gonna go through it in detail, but I'm just trying to explain what I actually did. And this entire section looked like this, but I actually managed to do this part. It took me like a few days, but all of these areas are just sorted out buildings that I actually didn't get to finish. You know, here is like medieval type stuff, here is heaven type buildings, here is like death and hell and cemetery type stuff. I wanted to split my time into sections not based on events, but based on things, buildings, decorations, everything that kind of matched together. Like for example, this was supposed to be a zoo, and I managed to do a few things. Like for example, I would start with, okay, I know this is super chaotic, but hey, please don't blame me, okay? Yeah, thank you. I can't even collect all the earnings anymore. Excuse me being a little chaotic. I am super tired. My head hurts. My throat hurts. I would really like to get some sleep because I'm actually gonna have to wake up in not even 5 hours. So by the time I finish this video, it's not gonna even be 5 hours, okay, man? I'm gonna be wrecked. But this is basically where it all started. This is the starting point, the Simpsons house. This is where I put the house all these 12 years ago. And from this point, I was just expanding. Right, here we have the hospital, Channel 6 studios, the Duff Stadium, like all the early games buildings are basically gonna be here, except for Lincoln's cabin. That's also from event, right? But yeah, basically if we're not gonna count for the monorail, this is how my town looked like for ever since I started playing it. Like here is a little park, and here is just buildings This is also one of the parts that I wanted to finish like in the past month, and I just didn't have the time to do so. Like, here is all the mirror buildings. Here are all the buildings for Krusty related stuff. Like, you have all the studios and filming locations. This is actually something I did a couple of years ago. Like a circus. Just a little circus part. Okay, and I actually really liked the way this looks. Let me just put this away so we can actually take a look at it. Yeah, to be honest, I really like the way I figure out the look of the circus. I really like it. And it was supposed to connect to the rest of Krusty Land. That's why I have all the attractions and rides here. But once again, I just didn't finish it. This part alone took me so much freaking time. And that's just purely because of how unlogical the inventory system is in this game. You see how many items I have in my inventory, and you see how little I moved. There is no search bar, there is no nothing. And once you use any of these items, like for example this one, it takes you back to the point where you started. So yeah, like half of the time I spent on building this was just going through the inventory. I know you can kind of sort it out by these things, but I never actually understood this type of assortment, so no thank you. But this location is what I would call like the Springfield Western / Orient / Egypt, Saudi Arabia, a bit of Asian culture. I don't know. I wasn't really targeting a specific like demographic with this. I was just trying to find buildings and nature stuff and decorations that just had the same aesthetic. And this is how it turned out, okay? I actually like this a lot. I really like how Mr. Burns just has all this stolen treasure here behind actual artifacts. And man, I just wish I had just a bit more time to actually finish this. In all fairness, I think I gave my goodbye to this game. It's not like I was actually playing this, right? I haven't touched this game for like at least a year, I would say, maybe 2 years. I know I played this when the pandemic happened, but that's like 4 years ago. It was just taking so much storage, man, like 4 gigabytes. And I had the 64 gigabyte phone, so no, there was no place for this. And what I actually wanted to build here, you know, if I move this mountain, you can see that now leaving Springfield and you're being welcomed to the old Springfield. What I wanted to do here in this area was the medieval part. Like all of this was supposed to be there. Like a good old medieval type location, but not just this, okay? I wanted this to be there. Also, maybe somehow incorporate these types of buildings. I don't know about the hell, but like all these castles would kind of fit, I guess. And here I also have like magic buildings. I know they're not just magic buildings, but they give off the same, they have similar color palette, okay? That's how I would say I sorted things out. And also all these nature things. Here I had like farm things ready, and here I had every single other building that I just didn't know where to put. Here are some cars, duff thingies, and like shops. I wanted to have like a huge mall center in the middle of the map. Like a really huge like parking lots, shops everywhere, okay? I just didn't have the time. But what I had time for was behind the unfinished zoo, and that is the winter or Christmas location. Retrospectively, which is a weird thing to say given the fact that I built this like 3 weeks ago, now I think that this area is just a bit overcrowded. But but I think it looks really decent. The only problem with this location was that a lot of these buildings were not allowed to be put on ice. Almost all of them, except for this one, have transparent floor. But for some reason, they just were not made to be put on ice. So I had to do the glitch where you take a huge building from your inventory, you cancel placement, and then you can put ice on the area that was selected by the building that you cancelled. It's a mess, it took a lot of time, but it worked, and I think in the end it really looks decent, to be honest. Yeah, welcome to Canada. And this is where the town should have continued. Like there should have been an airport. Now I have all the buildings sorted out. Like there is airport somewhere. Yeah, there is. Like there are all the planes, rocket ships, all of that. There are things from the future. There was supposed to be a whole district for futuristic stuff. And I got a quest, so let me send them on quest. And one more part that I actually kinda got to finish was this one. This is like an urban part of Springfield. You have a lot of factories in here. This is like, I don't want to call it a dirty part of Springfield, but yeah, essentially that's what it is. And I think the vision I had for this was not really that bad, okay? For example, this parking lot, I like it a lot. That's the only thing that I actually finished. Like I wanted to put lamps here, I wanted to put crosswalks all over. But I think the idea that I was going here with is kind of good. Another quest done. Up here you have a lot of car thingies, right? There's also some quests. Okay, my man. You have the derby, and that's once again where all of this ends. Here was supposed to be like prison type things. They are here. And also I had this like Asian culture, Chinese, Japanese, Indian things that once again kind of matched the aesthetic that I was going for. And that's basically all the stuff that I didn't get to finish. Now, if we go back to the town that is done, it's this. This is how I built it all those years ago. And like, there are a few parts that I'm most proud of. First one being this double cemetery. I don't know why, it's basically just these cemeteries. There is this little mausoleum, and you just have trees there. But I like it, okay? I really like it. And this was supposed to be the district for the rich people. So they have huge, how do you say it? How do you say this in English? Huge land? I guess so, okay? And I really like the way it turned out. Even though they are uniform with the bush and the dark fences around, they all give off different vibes, and I love this. I actually wanted to continue with this style with all the other luxurious buildings. Once again, time was ticking, and I am not a freaking clock. Then I have the prison here. I actually really like this, okay? You have the destroyed disco ball, and I actually decided not to clean a few bits of the derbies, and I just put them here so it looks like a deserted island after chaos, okay? Also, this is really nice. I was onto something. Like, when I really had the time to build, I would do really cool things. But in my opinion, the best part of my town is my park. I really love the way this looks. And I wish there wouldn't be these buildings that I set up here for the building I was planning. Because it really looked awesome. Although unfinished, it looked really awesome. Also, let's go check out my pier, which once again is kind of overcrowded with things like this and this and this. It shouldn't be there, okay? I just put all the buildings I wanted to have here. As you can see, they're stacked up to each other, and I just wanted to make it longer so they could all fit, which they didn't. Once again, time. And you know, I'm sick as hell, and I've been for the past 2 weeks. And in all fairness, if for the past 2 weeks I would do nothing but just building, I think I could have finished it. But the thing is, why? Why would I be doing that if the game is getting shut down? Like, if I did that, okay, I would have the most beautiful town ever. I would have completed the game. I would be satisfied with what I did with this game. But right now, as of recording this video, I would show you the entire town and the game would still shut down. So I basically decided not to put the effort into trying to rush this and actually make it in time. It pisses me off a little bit, but you know, I think it was the best thing I could have done. This is all my heights. I am really sad that this game is ending. Like, I really am. Let's go find Homer. I think the person that I want to see last in this game is the one that started it all. And here he is. My man, Homer. Okay, man. Let me just send him for his last task ever. Just like this, the game disappears after today. Am I gonna miss this game? Yes, but also no. You see, I love this game. I spent so many hours on this game when I was younger. But that's the thing, when I was younger, I played the hell out of it when I was 11, 12, 13, like when the game was hyped. When everybody else stopped playing this game, I was still playing it. Until I wasn't. Eventually, I just didn't care about this game. You know, once every few months, I would reinstall it, check out my town, do a few quests. Maybe, you know, I saw an event going on and I really wanted to get some stuff from it, and that's it. Basically, I haven't played this game actively since the pandemic. So yeah, of course I'm gonna miss this game. For all the time that I spent with it, I love The Simpsons, and I think this was one of the best Simpsons games and one of the best mobile games that I have ever played. To be fair, I don't play phone games anymore. Like, I have Pokemon Go, that's all I play. But like, if I should compare it to the games that were trending when the game launched and I started playing it, you had like Temple Run, Jetpack Joyride, Doodle Jump, Angry Birds. Among these games, I think The Simpsons Tapped Out was one of the best games, if not the best. Okay, I know it's unlogical to compare it with Angry Birds, but you get it, right? But right now, no. If I didn't know about the shutdown, I would probably find out in a few months. If I wouldn't hear about the shutdown, I would probably try to reinstall the game again, only to realize that it no longer exists. And if there wouldn't be a shutdown, I wouldn't even have built the western area or the Christmas area or the urban area. Like, I wouldn't build anything. I would reinstall it, check my town, maybe do a few quests and uninstall it again, because it takes a lot of space in my phone, you know. So in reality, I don't really mind the game is gone by tomorrow. Like, through my life, there have been multiple games that I used to love that shut down. Most recently, Friday the 13th. I played the hell out of this game. And even after the lawsuit and no more updates, I would still play this game every single Friday the 13th that would be happening in real life. Another game that I witnessed getting shut down was The Crew, which, by the way, I know It's like a year overdue, but I still have the rest of the game recorded, okay? I'm gonna edit these videos and I'm gonna upload them. And even though I didn't necessarily play the game, I did. Like back in 2016, I played it for a bit on my PC. And the first game I actually remember shutting down, and this one pisses me the most. And it makes sense, but it pisses me the most for many reasons. It was a Flash game called Zoo Mamba. Actually similar to Simpsons Tapped Out. You would be building your own zoo, just like you would be building your own town in this game. You did the same thing with animals and their habitats in zoo. And why this game pisses me the most is probably because it shut down when I was still kind of playing the game. I also played that game for like, I don't know when I started playing. I would say it was also around 10 years. But what pissed me the most about this one was that actually my grandma was also playing this game. And she was like in top 5 highest levels in my country. She loved that game, okay? I loved that game. And ever since the game shut down, there was never another zoo-type game similar to this. Yes, we got Planet Zoo, we got a new Zoo Tycoon, which was actually worse than the second one. We never got another game like that. So yeah, it pisses me off, but that's just what it is. That's why I'm actually gonna be playing the hell out of 2 other games that I think are gonna get shut down really soon. The first one being Star Wars Battlefront 1. And the second adept for a game to get shut down is Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 1. I know this is not Simpsons Tapped Out related, so if you're watching this, I'm really glad that you're still here, because I'm just having a yapping session at 3 AM. It's really funny that when I was in my prime of playing this game, like every single time I would get money from my grandma, I would then go and beg her, like I would give her the money back and beg her to buy me donuts in this game. I had to ask my grandma because my parents, they were all against video games and spending like virtual money for virtual currency. But my grandma had my back, okay, so maybe it's because she also left an ungodly amount of money in that Zoo Mamba game. So for like the first 5 years, I was playing this game completely fairly, and then I found out about Team TSTO, and they had a video called something like The Simpsons Tapped Out Old Items Hack. And since I had an Android, I installed it, and whoa, I had all the items that were for donuts, and all the old items that are no longer in game, and I had them for free. That was life-changing, man. So I got all the items, and that's basically when I stopped playing the game. And I found out that this killed my joy with so many games. Like once I modded a game, or I, turned on a console to cheat for money, or items, or like a motherload in The Sims, like invincibility in the forest, or the most recent thing, a friend of mine sent me a 100% completed save of The Binding of Isaac. Every single time I did this with a game, I got bored. Like for example with Isaac, okay? I have over 400 hours on Isaac across all the systems. I haven't touched the game since he sent me that file. The game is phenomenal and I know that I will get back into it, but for now my brain has nothing to chase. No dopamine is being created up here because I know that I have a save file with everything done, so I don't need to do anything. So when I got all the old items, That's probably the time when I stopped playing the game, and it kind of ruined the fun in this game for me. So even though it's tempting to do so, don't do it, okay? Don't do it. And it's the same with everything, okay? If I would win the lottery and I would have millions to spend. For example, I could buy all the Pokemon cards from the Scarlet and Violet era. But if I would buy all the cards just like this, would it really bring me any joy? Temporarily, I suppose, yeah. But in long term, there is no long term if you just skip all the steps. For me, collecting Pokemon cards is not about the value, it's about gotta catch them all. I just really like the mystery about it. Like, you never know if it's gonna be like the chase card. Like, you're looking for some SIR. Bam! It's there. What? Or it's just another freaking holo. 20 packs in a row. Yeah, I didn't have luck recently. Okay, I'm really drifting away from this video. I just wanted to say goodbye to my town one last time. If for some reason you finished watching this video, I am super thankful for your time. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would also like to play this game that I recently got. Well, basically all of them. And not just these, okay? All the spin-offs, even Origins, or Blackgate, or the VR ones. Like, there's actually a lot of Batman games. Or the Battlefront, or the Plants vs. Zombies. Who knows? Okay? My life is kind of a mess right now, so I gotta take care of that first. But then, once I'm okay, I'm gonna focus more on videos here. So thank you so much for sticking around, and I will see you in another video. Bye bye.